So let's study nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition we have already discussed, and here we will discuss heterotrophic nutrition. Chapter Life Processes, class 10th. So heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophs means those depend on others for their nutrition. Autotrophs are the only organisms which can prepare their own food. Green plants can prepare their own food. So all are dependent on autotrophs and the organic matter produced by them. So now what is the types of heterotrophic nutrition? One first are parasites. Parasites are those which depend on a living host for their food. Means this is the highlight. Cuscuta or Amarbale, you must have seen. Amarbale lives on a tree. Clear? Similarly, roundworms, these are the worms which are found in the body of the uh, human being. Children must have seen. Plasmodium is malarial parasite. It lives inside the body of mosquito and human beings. Okay. Next is saprophytic nutrition. Sap means decaying and dead organic matter. What is a dead matter? Once it was a part of a tree, now it is dead. A log of wood. The wood mushrooms, they grow on that log of wood. Similarly, bread once it was a wheat plant, now it is a bread, wheat flour. So bread mucor, then yeast, these fungus, all fungus, they grow on dead and decaying organic matter. Okay. Next is holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition is a type of animal like nutrition. Animal like nutrition, uh, you know, uh, animals, they take their food, then it is digested, then it is wastes are removed out of the body. So this type of nutrition is holozoic nutrition. So we'll just study in details. Now these holozoic nutrition, some are herbivores, which are plant eaters, carnivores, which are flesh eaters. Flesh eaters are ultimately dependent on grass. I've studied all flesh is grass, means ultimately the goat, etc., they are dependent on plants. So all flesh is grass. Clear? So ultimately carnivores are also dependent on autotrophs. Omnivores like crow, human beings, they can eat both plants as well as animals or flesh. Now let's discuss holozoic nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organisms, and it has, you studied in lower classes, it has pseudopodia. It comes across a food vacuole. The pseudopodia goes around that vacuole, and that vacuole becomes a part of the body, means it becomes a food vacuole. Clear? Now this amoeba, this food vacuole will be later on digested by different enzymes, and enzymes, when they digested, it is the absorbed food is become food is absorbed in the body, then it is assimilated in the body. Assimilation means it becomes a part of the body, and the wastes are thrown out, egestion. So this is uh, holozoic nutrition in amoeba. Let's discuss holozoic nutrition in human beings. This diagram, picture I've shown you just to show the position of the various digestive organs. This portion is called the thorax, and the lower portion is called the abdomen. So thorax area, esophagus is going in the thorax area, and abdominal area, you can see the viscera, various viscera. These organs we will discuss one by one. The first is mouth. What is a mouth? Mouth is guarded by lips, and it is meant for ingestion. Okay, the food is taken in ingestion, and it is guarded by lips. Okay, it's an opening. Next is a buccal cavity. Buccal cavity, uh, this is the buccal cavity. Let's draw it. ये buccal मुंह खोल के. Okay, so this is the cavity. Here you will see a row of teeth. Okay, these are the teeth, and similarly on the lower side also. Lower side where there is a tongue. First, let's discuss about teeth. What what are the different types of teeth? Four types of teeth. You must have seen uh, the the front teeth. They are called incisors, the cutting teeth. Then there are sharp canines. Then premolars, crushing teeth, and molars, the big ones. Okay, now we'll count 16. Two pairs of incisors, one pair of canine, two pairs of premolars, and three pairs of molars. So 2 1 2 3, ये 6 pairs में है 16, 8 है, 16 on the upper side and 16 on the lower side. So total 32 permanent teeth. Okay, now what is the function of the tongue? Tongue is a muscular organ to keep the food under the teeth. That's it. Okay, here you will see a hard palate. जो छत है ना, that is called the palate. Here you see an uvula, which is meant for engulfing of food. Okay, so this is all about buccal cavity. No, there are glands with three pairs of glands, salivary glands. Saliva, you know, the uh, the juice in your mouth is called saliva, large इसको कहते हैं. It has an enzyme which is called amylase. What is the function? To digest starch. Starch means the wheat, rice you eat, potatoes you eat, that contains starch. So that is digested in the buccal cavity with the help of amylase. It is also called tyalin, another name. Okay, TYALIN. This tyalin digests little bit of starch in your mouth itself. कई बार तुमने if you chew your roti or bread in your mouth for some time, it will start tasting sweeter. Starch is converted into sugar. Okay, or there is a practical also. You can put some wheat flour in your test tube, just a little bit, a pinch, and then you can put some saliva in it and keep another test tube where you uh, don't add saliva. Okay, then put iodine. You will see that the test tube which contains saliva is not giving color with the starch, so means starch is digested. 1% starch only you should take. Ask your teacher. Now next portion is the esophagus. This esophagus is a tube which pushes the food with the help of some movement which are called peristaltic movements. The automatic movement which push the food down in the whole digestive system, peristaltic movement. Now the food comes here at the stomach. So what is the uh, role of stomach? Let's study. This is esophagus, this is the stomach. Now this stomach has this cardiac part, heart है ना यहाँ, and this is the pyloric part, बीच वाला part is fundus part. इस stomach में there is hydrochloric acid which gives it an acidic environment. Means amylase will not be able to function here because acidic environment में it cannot work. Now there is an enzyme called pepsin which digests proteins also in the stomach. Stomach juices are called gastric juices. Gastric trouble तुमने सुना होगा किसी को हो गया means it is related to stomach. uh, there is also little bit of lipase, lipids को digest करने वाला, fats को digest करने वाला enzyme in the stomach. So gastric juices का function is to just to hear the to keep the medium alkaline acidic and to churn the food churn होगा, churn means mix हो गया, ओके, मिक्सिंग हो गई, चर्निंग हो गई ये स्टमक के अंदर. Now the next portion is the small intestine. This here you can see a small portion of the small intestine. It's a U-shaped bend here. Is this U-shaped bend has a leafy organ which is called the pancreas. Pancreas. You must have heard a disease called diabetes. Insulin hormone is produced by this pancreas, and this hormone, another hormone is glucagon. It helps in digestion and metabolism of sugar. So जिसको sugar की बीमारी हो जाती है, insulin is not produced in sufficient amount or it is not being used by the body. Clear? Here another duct means pipe joins here, which is called the bile duct, which is coming from the liver. Here you can see liver, here large, very large organ. This liver stores its juice in this small organ, greenish organ. Here you can see it's called gallbladder. This is called gallbladder. So in the gallbladder there is a juice called bile juice. This bile duct and pancreatic duct together they have joined, and this is called hepatopancreatic duct. This duct is called the hepatopancreatic duct. Hepatic word is associated with liver. Hepatopancreatic duct means pipe, so it will carry the pancreatic juices and bile juice. Now what is the function of bile juice? Bile juice uh, contains some its function is to emulsification of fats, emulsifies. Okay, large fat droplets are broken into smaller ones like soap does. Emulsification of soap you must have seen. So these large are broken into small droplets with the help of bile juice, so that surface area increases. Surface area कितना बढ़ गया? So that the activity of lipase enzyme, lipase coming from pancreatic juices, is able to work on it. Okay, lipase enzyme works on fats, digest fats. Okay, so emulsification of fats is the function. So sometimes you must have heard, if a person is not able to gallbladder is removed, then they are asked not to eat fats. Okay, sometimes a stone occurs in the bile duct, or many reasons are there. So let's duodenum part, the first part, duodenum. This duodenum part is the first part of the intestine. Second part is called the jejunum, and last part is called the ileum. So small intestine, let's draw this small intestine. In the pancreatic juices, there are other enzymes also which are uh, helping in digestion of carbohydrates and fats lipase, and uh, lipids also. Okay, so this is leafy gland. Okay, now this small intestine, it is the very long intestine. Is small intestine is very long. It can go up to 6 meters. Depending upon animals, it can be of various lengths. So in human beings, it can go up to 6 meters. So small intestine has finger-like projections inside, which are called villi. Villi, and these villi also have some microvilli. The blood is flowing here. Here the blood is flowing below in vessels, and the food which is digested will be absorbed here. Some of the intestinal juices also have digesting enzymes, protein digesting enzymes, fat digesting enzymes, carbohydrate digesting enzymes. Clear? So the food which is digested will be now absorbed in the uh, small intestine. These villi and microvilli, villi and microvilli, these increase the surface area of absorption so that the food which is absorbed will be easily taken up by the blood. The food which is absorbed now contains uh, simple carbohydrates are digested finally to become the glucose. Okay, proteins made up of amino acids or dipeptides, then lipids, fats or lipids, they are converted into fats or lipids are converted into fatty acids and alcohol. Okay, so now finally the digested food, when it is absorbed into the blood, it goes to different parts of the body and assimilated. Okay, now we will discuss. Now the food has reached the large intestine. Let's discuss the food, the large intestine. The large intestine is, here you can see, large intestine has some constriction, you can see. The this part is called the colon. First let's discuss the first part. It is called the cecum. After small intestine, this is small intestine. Okay, the first part is called the cecum. Next is colon, and last is rectum, and this is the opening anus through which the food goes out. The here you can see a small projection that is called the appendix. Must have heard appendix हो गया, appendix का operation करना पड़ेगा. So sometimes food gets rotten here. Okay, तो ये colon, ascending, transverse and descending colon. Here the food now in the small intestine, the food is in the highly liquid state because of uh, pancreatic juices, intestinal juices, bile. So the food is in liquid state. The water will be reabsorbed from here. So water goes in the body, and the waste food is digested through the anus. So this is all about your digestive system. So must have understood it completely. If you have understood, share the video with your friends, and next video will be on respiration. Thank you.